What if every act of kindness you perform is just resentment in disguise? You've met him, the man who holds doors but seethes when you don't thank him enough. The one who bends over backwards, martyring himself for approval, then rages when the world doesn't kneel in gratitude. Society calls him a nice guy. Nietzsche? He'd call him something far darker, a shadow of weakness masquerading as virtue. And here's the kicker. You might be him too. Nice guy syndrome isn't about kindness. It's about debt. These men don't give, they invest. Their agreeableness is a currency, minted in quiet desperation and spent in silent auctions for sex, love, or validation. A smile here, a favor there. All tallied on an invisible ledger you didn't agree to sign. And when the returns don't come, when the thank you isn't effusive enough, or the affection isn't delivered on schedule, the mask slips. Smiles curdle into snarls. Beneath the polished surface of niceness festers a rot Nietzsche dissected over a century ago, the poison of slave morality. These aren't altruists, they're creditors, draping their demands in the soft cloak of generosity. Their kindness isn't a gift, it's a trap, a snare set with a grin. And when you don't pay up, the resentment coils tighter, ready to strike. In the Genealogy of Morals, Nietzsche peeled back the skin of human virtue and found something ugly beneath. Ressentiment, a festering hatred dressed up as goodness. He wrote, "To be incapable of taking one's enemies, one's accidents, even one's misdeeds seriously for very long, that is the sign of strong, full natures. But the nice guy, he clings to every slight, every unreturned favor, like a drowning man clutching driftwood. His niceness isn't strength, it's a fragile shield for a soul too timid to strike back openly." Nietzsche called this slave morality, a coward's way of wielding power without admitting it. The nice guy doesn't choose kindness out of nobility. He weaponizes it as revenge against a world he's too afraid to face head on. His every gesture is a quiet accusation, a plea for control disguised as virtue. Sound familiar? Maybe too familiar. Let's tear this apart, piece by piece, until the truth bleeds out. Every favor from a nice guy comes with invisible fine print. He doesn't say, "I'll carry your groceries if you text me tonight." He implies it, his eyes flickering with expectation, his silence heavy with unspoken terms. Nietzsche saw this as the ultimate weakness, bartering fragments of your soul in a marketplace of approval, then cursing the world when the bids fall short. It's not kindness. It's a covert contract, and you're the unwitting debtor. How many gifts have you given? Not out of joy, but as bait. How many times have you smiled while secretly keeping score? Nice guys don't hate women, or anyone else. They hate themselves. Their anger isn't passion. It's the bile of the impotent, a slow drip of venom pooling beneath the surface. Nietzsche wrote, "Of all evil I deem you capable. Therefore, I want the good from you." The nice guy's rage isn't an accident. It's the system working exactly as designed. Every unthanked gesture, every ignored sacrifice, feeds a resentment machine, churning out passive aggression like a toxin seeping into the air. Ever felt that bitterness rise after a kindness goes unreturned? That's not disappointment. That's your soul vomiting the lie you've been swallowing. Here's the jagged truth. There's no such thing as pure altruism. Not for them, not for anyone. Nietzsche urges us to stop pretending, Real strength isn't transactional. It's creation, a force that doesn't grovel for reciprocity. Build a self so compelling, so undeniable that you don't need to keep score. The nice guy's martyrdom isn't noble. It's a plea for pity, a performance begging for applause he'll never earn. Ask yourself, are you nurturing relationships or auditioning for them? Are you living or just waiting to be noticed? Beneath the nice guy's polished exterior lurks a shadow, a puppet master pulling strings he doesn't even see. He thinks he's in control, offering kindness like a benevolent king, but he's the one dancing. To approval, to expectation, to the fear of being seen as less. Nietzsche despised this inauthenticity, living not for yourself, but for the gaze of others. The nice guy isn't free. He's a prisoner of his own script, reciting lines he doesn't even believe. Who's pulling your strings, and how long will you let them? Think sociopaths are the real villains? Think again. Nice guys are worse. At least a sociopath owns their hunger, their ruthlessness. They don't dress it up in sheep's clothing. These men? They let their shadows puppet them, then blame the world for the strings. We're taught to praise niceness as a virtue, a hallmark of goodness. But Nietzsche saw through the lie. It's a crutch for the powerless, a way to dodge the raw honesty of desire, of confrontation. The nice guy's kindness isn't noble. It's manipulation, a plea for control, wrapped in a bow and handed to you with a smile. Break the contract. Stop performing goodness like a trained animal and embody it. Raw, unfiltered, real. Nietzsche's Übermensch doesn't chase love or grovel for approval. He becomes undeniable. No debts, no covert cries for help. Just pure, unapologetic will. Imagine a life where desires are spoken boldly, where favors don't come with strings attached. A jagged, brutal path carved through rejection and risk, but one that leads to something authentic. Not the nice guy's cloying heaven built on your guilt, but a freedom Nietzsche might call the will to power in its truest, most unshackled form. It's not easy, it's not safe, but it's alive. You, yes, you, the one nodding along, feeling that itch in your chest. How much of your life have you spent as a ghost, begging for permission to exist? How many smiles have you faked? How many favors have you offered, just to hear someone say you're enough? The cage is unlocked. It's been unlocked, but you're still inside, rattling the bars louder instead of walking out. You've felt it, haven't you? The suffocating weight of unspoken expectations, yours, theirs, the world's. You don't have to wear the mask anymore. You don't have to bow to it either. Step into the dark and find out who you really are. Beware all who preach kindness. Their heaven is built on your hell. Nietzsche. Once you spot the nice guy's mask for what it is, a flimsy veil stretched thin over resentment and fear, you can't unsee it. The world darkens, yes, but the shadows sharpen into clarity. Every unreturned favor, every silent demand, every seething smile becomes a mirror. And in that mirror, a dare. To live without pretense, to shed the cowardice of niceness, to stand unbowed in a world that prefers you on your knees. The choice is yours, but the clock's ticking. If this truth seared you, good. Let it scar. Smash the like and subscribe. We've only begun to burn the lies.